Welcome to the first episode of the Crypto Maniac, where we decode the crypto space the best we can. Today, I thought it would be a really interesting time to get started and talk particularly about advice. Everybody's got it. There's no scarcity of it. So does that mean that it's really worth not that much? Depends. There's great advice all over the place, but we need to be able to apply the right advice to the right situation, and only experience and making mistakes can tell us that. So, what a time to get started, although in the meantime, we're on a bit of a bounce. Everything was totally in the red yesterday because the People's Bank of China has just announced, they had threatened earlier, which was already a problem, but they finally followed through much earlier than anybody expected and have outlawed ICOs in China. So that's created obviously a bit of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So the idea here is that everybody's got some advice and everybody's got great advice. But the problem is applying the right piece of advice to the right moment is really the key. So there's lots of advice out there, and one of the things that I hear all the time is just HODL. So HODL, of course, hold on for dear life, very common in the crypto space, but that is great advice for the right moment. But I wanted to just mention that one of the number one key things in trading cryptocurrency or any other investment is if you love and believe in the technology behind the coin or that asset, then it makes sense to hold on for the long run. Meaning, if you love Bitcoin, if you love Ethereum, for example, as two of the big players, it makes sense to just not even worry about the dips, accept that that's all part of it, and play the long game. And definitely over history up until now, of course we can't see into the future, you will and should be rewarded. That said, there are a bunch of kind of crap coins out there where maybe the same rules don't necessarily apply. So just this blanket general HODL advice that I always hear in the crypto space kind of bugs me, only because I know that there are a lot of new people entering the space all the time, and we know that because we see the market cap of cryptocurrencies in general going up like bananas, right? So very important to sit back, not get too wrapped up in other people's advice, but just make sure that it actually makes good logical sense. So in a situation like Bitcoin, where Bitcoin really has zero to do with these ICO platforms, it is not yet an ICO platform, the technology has fundamentally not changed. So it doesn't really make sense to get scared that over the long term, it is going to really be affected. So see that maybe as a buy opportunity, which many have also said. Same goes with Ethereum. Ethereum is effectively, yes, an ICO platform, but that technology has fundamentally not changed, and we can see a few things that we can look forward to in the months to come. Particularly at the end of this month, Metropolis should be coming out, so that is a lot to look forward to. And there's a conference coming up in November, typically running up to that. There is also a little bit of excitement generated there, so expect to see something like Ethereum go up as well. If you're a little bit more of an advanced trader, then that's the time maybe to look at your assets and decide, right? Over time, not all of these assets are going to be around in a year or 2 years or 4 years or 10 years. So that is where it definitely makes sense to just always do good, solid research about the assets that you hold and make sure that they still have value to you and that there's a reasonable value proposition to them. Check out their GitHub. Is there a lot of activity that's going on? Is this something that's kind of dwindling out and people are going to forget about it and it's just going to slowly erode your earnings? So be cognizant of that, and sometimes, unfortunately, only experience can lead you to applying the correct piece of advice to the correct situation. So if you have particular situations where you've learned a valuable lesson, I encourage you all to share it in the link below. And please don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode to come. Thanks for watching.